with hard terrain where ambulances cannot reach. They have participated in facing crises inside Egypt and abroad. A formation of helicopter Chinook in Augusta as the Air Forces are facing emergency cases and conditions. Two Beechcraft aircrafts are now on display with high level capacity in different conditions. Also, formation of CASA transportation aircrafts, which is a main pillar in the Tactical Air Force Corps, where they play a vital role in facing natural crises and emergencies. Formation of transportation helicopters C-32 and CASA. And in simulation for search and rescue operations, we see on the left the dives, a helicopter reaching difficult terrain. On the left and right of the dives, we have seen the Chinook helicopter landing to transport the search and rescue equipment to the difficult terrain areas. And an embodiment for the fast deployment and fast response to harmed areas. We can see now the aircraft equipped locally with the most advanced equipment for search and rescue for the trapped under the rubble, contributing to saving more lives and minimizing human casualties. The Chinook helicopter is one of the strongest vehicles and aircrafts, as it enjoys the potential to transport equipment and individuals in difficult terrain. As the search and rescue teams detect injured people, they require the evacuation efforts by these helicopters. And now you will see the medical evacuation by helicopter Augusta. Helicopter Augusta 149 for medical evacuations by search and rescue task forces. Augusta are one of the most advanced helicopter aircraft, as it is equipped with the most advanced navigation systems. And now we see the medical aerial evacuation by the search and rescue task force. And it's worth mentioning that helicopter Augusta participated in search and rescue efforts during the Daniel crisis in the friendly state of Libya, and upgrades the potential of the armed forces in the field of search and rescue and medical evacuations. Esteemed presence, what we have witnessed today is only one page of the National Capacities book, and it's an overview of the Egyptian capabilities in the face of all challenges and crises. The human element remains the decisive element into employing such potential with the highest degree of professionalism to handle different risks and threats, where all the state institutions stand side by side and hand in hand in the time of emergency and crises in protecting the safety and security of the homeland. The armed forces stress that they will never spare an effort to protect the borders of the state and protecting and safeguarding its belongings and national security. Your Excellency, Mr. President, esteemed presence, here we conclude our event, and we will move now to the State Coordination Center. In the name of Allah, most merciful, most gracious. At the outset, I would like to extend the greetings and appreciation to the state institutions in Egypt. As 2 days ago, we were inaugurating the new entity called the Strategic Command Headquarters, Octagon, that will be responsible for the administration of strategic commands in all over Egypt. And we said that it's not a new invention, but for countries working to organize the protection of its citizens during different crises and challenges must always work towards developing its capabilities. The civil protection personnel are present in all governorates one way or another, but it was very important for us to coordinate these efforts and have one unified central entity providing very strong support in the face of, God forbid, any crisis that might surface. What we have seen is only a sample of what we have, but here in the Strategic Command Center, each of the elements that we have seen, without any exaggerations, we have enough of it to face any crisis and more than one challenge in the same time. We have very good capabilities, and this was absolutely required. A state has a very major and significant concept. It's not only about the essential basic needs of everyday life, but there are other many measures and procedures that a state must provide for its people. And this is exactly what we have tried to do through the activities that you have seen during the inauguration or today, or what we are going to see in the future in crisis management, or a simulation of a crisis where the state institution is fully in control. I'm talking about all the relevant authorities and ministries will be present, and we will see a simulation of how the crises are handled. There are many concepts that help us prepare for crises: training, qualification, safety. Even the personnel must be qualified enough to achieve the highest degree of efficiency during execution and implementation. And that's why the state must have once or twice every year must conduct a simulation of a crisis, and this is what is conducted in advanced and developed countries. What happens in the case of an earthquake, of a fire that breaks out of nowhere? Casualties must be minimized as much as possible in such crises and emergencies. So we are working in different regards at the same time, and this requires coordination between all the state institutions and also from the Egyptian people working in different state institutions and hospitals, schools, different gatherings. That might actually go through a crisis or an emergency of any sort. They must be fully equipped and ready to overcome this crisis with less casualties. And also the state must have a role to play. This role here in foresight and prediction, forecast. And it's important for the Egyptian people to be aware of this. This is our role, and this is the media role, to highlight this important aspect. It's not only about the plans and the readiness efforts, but to have a stable life for 100 million Egyptian citizens. I don't want to take longer. We need to see the rest of the program planned ahead, but we are going to announce beforehand for the people to be aware of the advancements taking place and to interact with it positively. I must extend gratitude and appreciation to Dr. Mustafa Madbouli and to the ministries and the armed forces for the efforts extended to actually see the milestone we are witnessing today. Thank you very much.
أهلا بكم مشاهدينا في هذه التغطية الخاصة. وقد تابعنا حضور السيد الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي إلى العاصمة الإدارية